13 minutes past 8. In a classic example of how you can't keep a good man with ideas down, Murray Thom is back with his latest offering from the Murray Thom whiteboard. It's the Great New Zealand Cookbook. If you join the dots, this was the bloke who gave us the Great New Zealand Songbook, and before that it was personalised plates. Murray Thom is with us. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mike. Thanks for having me this morning.
And this is the greatest project you've ever...
It's been the most joyful project I've ever done. You know, we set out to do the Great New Zealand Cookbook about a year ago. We went on the road with Tim, Lottie and Hayley, and four of us travelled around New Zealand just capturing our finest cook chefs and bakers, and we've had an absolute blast.
And it came out of the songbook?
Yes, the idea came out. You know, with the songbook, we went to Neil Finn and Dave Dobbin. We said, hey, handwrite your lyrics and tell us where that song came from. In a similar way with the cookbook, we went to our finest and said, hey, write down your story. Give us a couple of recipes.
Why would they do this?
I think that to be honest, I think that they love the songbook so much, and it became so much a part of New Zealand that, you know, Al Brown said to me, so is it a brother or sister to the songbook? And I said, well, if it's not, it's certainly a first cousin. So, you know, I think they love that idea.
That's nice, because the thing about this is everyone's in it.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Yes.
I can't name you one that isn't in there.
Me neither.
Exactly. So did you take some arm twisting or...
No, look, Mike, I actually said with the Great New Zealand Cookbook, I said I was determined not to twist arms. I just wanted people to come on with some joy, have a good time. You know what? There's 80 contributors in the Great New Zealand Cookbook. I think between them they've done about 500 cookbooks, and we've got them all together just on one. It's a privilege.
Because you can be annoying on the phone, was my point.
Is that your experience?
In my experience.
Okay, you know, I accept that. You know, loving, persistent.
Exactly.
You know, annoying, I would put down the list a little bit, but I hear what you're saying.
And where was the market for it, given there are so many cookbooks, though?
You know, that's a blimmin' good question. We don't set out to go, this is the market. We just set out to do something that meets our own standards, that we're satisfied with, that we're having a good time. You know, it's been relationally very profitable for us just to get all these people, you know.
Relationally very profitable.
Yeah, we've formed some great... But there's a whole bunch of people that we didn't know. Tony and Moana, we went whitebaiting with them in Haas. Yes. We didn't know them. There's a whole lot of people. We were on the oyster boat in Bluff, you know. Just cool experiences that you cannot buy.
Did you need the rock star names?
We wanted them. I mean, you know, look, honestly, you've got your Joe Seegers and you've got your Julie Leclerc's and you've got your Alison Holst. She did the path. You know, it's just, you know, so, you know, Sid Sarawat, who's just the hottest around at the moment, he did an Indian feast for us at his home. You know, Martin Bosley did a roast for us in Wellington. Just so many people.
So you're looking for a relationship with these people because you seem to be hanging out with them a lot.
Look, we definitely are looking for that because when we capture their photo, there's two parts to the Great New Zealand Cookbook. One is where we set up who they are with a double-page spread. It's a great photo, and they handwrite their story. The next page is the two recipes that they give us. So,
And so they had control over the recipes. They could do whatever they wanted, or?
Sort of. We didn't want 98 pavlovas and 37 roasts, but you know, it generally seemed to work out well.
Did you eat them?
Yeah, we did. It's, look, food photography is interesting. There's some things you don't want to eat after Tim's prodded it for an hour, but, you know, by and large, we really enjoyed it.
Did you get turned down at all?
Listen, there was a lady who had a husband who was in hospital, so there was a couple of little things like that. By and large, people just wanted to come in with open arms.
All right, so the production values in this, because this is presumably your area as opposed to any, so you're in charge of budgets and money and what it looks like and how it looks like and how it's sold and how it's marketed. So what's your thing? Because this looks $1 million.
And what price is it, Mike?
It's not $1 million.
It's only $49.95. How do they do it, folks? Seriously. I don't know how they do it. No, we wanted it to look $1 million. And the contributors in the cookbook, they are worth that. We wanted to give them our blimming best. Yeah.
So what's next after the cookbook? So you got the music, you got the cookbook. Have you whiteboarded that, or you're not?
No,
seriously, you don't know.
I honestly don't have a clue. We've just enjoyed launching the Great New Zealand Cookbook. It's just been, a joyful experience. So
because you did the Australian music book, didn't you?
Yes,
the songbook. So you did New Zealand songbook, Australian songbook.
Yes.
So you got an Australian cookbook?
Oh, I see where this is going.
Come on.
Honestly, you're an ideas man.
Southern American cookbook. Get down into New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yes.
Come on.
I feel a partnership coming on.
There we go. You got Ideas for Africa.
Yes.
Give me some tips on being an entrepreneur, which is what you actually are,
I
isn't
have
it?
never called myself an entrepreneur.
What are you?
Because you know what they say? I think they say entrepreneur is French for unemployed.
Yes.
I love that. I think that we're willing to come up with an idea and actually have a go. I think that's probably the basis of what an entrepreneur does.
But how do you know it's a good idea?
Well, you have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. You go, this moves me. This makes my heart beat faster. We've got some energy for this. Let's just have a little go, shall we? That's how we started. It's certainly how we started with the Great New Zealand Cookbook. We just started filming people and getting them on board. And hey, this is looking cool.
So there must be more to it than that, or else everyone would be an entrepreneur. You must have a radar in there somewhere that goes, yeah, no, I tried that and it didn't work. Or
Listen, look, the good news, Mike, is if we were talking about all the things that didn't work, this would be a very long interview. You know what I mean? A ton of things don't work. But also, things change on the way through. You thought you were going to make this, and the design changes, and Dick Frizzell again painted the cover for the Great New Zealand
he's done this,
Cookbook.
has he?
Yeah, he did.
I love
it's
him.
fantastic. We've loved Dick, and he's the artwork, not only on the outside but the photography inside that Lottie did. Just we couldn't be happy with.
Now, see, let me ask you two things about that. One is I'm right into cookbooks and
Yes.
I'm right into cooking programs.
Yes.
But I don't cook.
Isn't that fabulous? I think that's true. I think that's true of most people. But, talking of, cooking, I think we've just got a fascination with it. But, I cooked my first cake 2 weekends ago. I was just like you. It was amazing.
Was it really good?
It was incredible. I mean, honestly, it was Sean Clouston's orange cake. Sean from Logan Brown in Wellington. It's just a great recipe. I followed it. I loved it. I actually felt blooming good about it, to be perfectly
Really?
honest.
So you will cook more, do you think? Or
I thought I might quit while I'm ahead, actually.
Fair enough.
No,
So
but
you've
yeah.
done one, you've cooked a cake, it was brilliant.
It was great.
Move on to your next project. Yeah, no, fair enough too. So Dick Frizzell, and you've got the little, four square man on there?
Yeah, with a little nod to the past with the songbook, and it's just got, Al Brown gave us his mum's ginger crunch recipe. People really, I think, went back to their history and recipes. Peter Gordon did his father's spaghetti toast.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and his father could only make one thing, and that was a souffle omelette. So we've got an omelette there. I think everybody's father in New Zealand can only make one thing. So this personal
How do you
story.
explain then what's happened to cooking in this country? Because it's boomed. I mean, all these names you've just run off are relatively, Peter Gordon's been in London for years, but these are all rock stars now, and restaurants are the big deal, and we're all eating out, and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Something's happened, hasn't it?
It really has. And I think, though, that I think that you've got two sides. On one side, you've got cooking for entertainment. Like you said, you sit on the couch and you watch it.
Yep.
But there's a whole lot of people that care greatly about where their produce comes from. They want to. What I've discovered from doing the Great New Zealand Cookbook was the more confident the chef, the less they did with the food. They were just looking for great
Let
ingredients.
the food speak for itself.
It really does. Yeah.
That's true. Do you know Fleur? Do you hang with Fleur?
How much could we love Fleur anymore?
She's amazing.
We just went down to the South Island. We went to Fleur's place, and Fleur has put her seafood chowder recipe, the classic Fleur's. She came to the launch last night. It was just
good.
so
She
great.
is proof, I thought, because I knew her in Clyde when she was
Yes.
there years and years ago, and she moved to, where is she, Meraki?
Yes,
Yes. And so she's a classic example, though, of some people come to her place. People will travel if you're good. Because, that's in the middle of nowhere.
It's in the middle of nowhere, and Fleur said, she said, we're on people's bucket list.
Yeah.
And she goes, that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, the other thing is you're working with family members. What's your tip on that? Because, should you hire your family members? They say never work with children, never work with your family, never work with animals.
Doesn't leave a lot less.
No, that's true. That's true.
No, I work with my daughter Haley on this. She did all the video. I think she's at an age. She's 28, so she's a professional.
No.
She worked with Tim Harper, so she didn't take her instructions from me. She took them from Tim. And Lottie Headley, the photographer, another friend of Tim's. It was actually Tim who put it together and got the team on the road. He did an incredible job.
So she, the photographer,
Yeah, Lottie.
is a lawyer.
Yeah, she was a lawyer. She we're at Peter Gordon's house, and Peter said, how long have you been taking food photography for? And Lottie said, about 5 minutes. He goes, what did you used to do? And he said, Lottie said, I used to be a lawyer, but I found myself becoming a very uninteresting person.
Isn't that interesting?
But she has done, for Lottie to be able to capture the people within the Great New Zealand Cookbook and also the food, that's an incredible talent.
That's incredible. It's a beautiful book. They're always good. You're always clever. I always enjoy having you in the studio.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, that's
right.
What are you saying?
No, that's
what do you want me to
You need
do?
to probably get on with
Oh,
it.
were you going to take the book off me?
No,
and take
definitely
it
not.
home?
No. It's yours as long as you
Did
use
you?
it.
Were you looking to open it and sign it?
No, we could do that.
It's lovely to see you, mate.
Good stuff.
Murray Thom. It is 8:22.